Detroit style is something I've been quietly working on behind the scenes for a while now, and for the first time ever, we had it for sale at the Barrows last weekend. I've been experimenting for months with different recipes and different cheeses and different toppings. So the recipe that I'm making here was adapted from a Charlie Anderson recipe that this guy I found on YouTube. So he did a video where he had done 5 months of research and experiments trying to find the perfect Detroit style dough. So I thought that's a good a place as any to start with my testing. I'll link his video below. It's a really good video. He's got a great channel about all kinds of different pizza experiments he does. I have made his recipe exactly as he has it on his channel before. So this time I did want to mix it up a little bit and try something a little bit extra thick. So I actually doubled the amount of dough for each pizza to try and get something almost like a Detroit style focaccia. So in case you don't know, Detroit style is a pan pizza where the cheese goes all the way to the edge of the pan. So when it goes in the oven, it caramelizes all the way around and you get this kind of amazing, crispy, chewy, gnarly, crunchy, cheesy edge of the pizza. So this weekend I did 2 different toppings. I did a classic pepperoni with the kind of classic racing stripe of pizza sauce on top, and I did a truffle and cremini mushroom with a little hint of lemon on it as well. The hydration level of this dough is much higher than I would normally use for my Neapolitan style pizzas. I'm working here with a dough that's about 85% hydration as opposed to 60% that I normally work with. As you can see here, it makes the dough incredibly sticky and difficult to work with, so I had to use a lot of oil to kind of grease my hands together and the scales and the pan just to make things a little bit easier to work with. The good thing about Detroit style pizza is that it cooks at a much lower temperature than Neapolitan style pizza, so you can definitely make these in your home oven as well. So if you do want the full recipe, you can go and find it at thepizzacult.com. We've got a new recipe section there now. Right now there's just a few different dough recipes, but there will be more pizza related content going up there soon. So yeah, go check it out and make some pizzas. It was fairly warm last Friday, so I was able to leave the dough in the unit overnight to prove, and then I baked the bases as soon as I arrived in the morning, which unfortunately I did forget to film. But the next steps after that is to get them topped. So I wanted to try and get the cheese nice and caramelized, so I par-baked them first with just cheese before taking them out and then adding the mushrooms and pepperoni for the final bake. The traditional cheese to use for Detroit style is Wisconsin brick. Now I don't know anywhere in Glasgow that sells Wisconsin brick, but by all accounts it's similar to like a mild cheddar, almost like a Monterey Jack. So with these 2 pizzas I tried a couple of different blends. On the mushroom one I used just a mozzarella and cheddar blend, and the pepperoni I used a blend of mozzarella, Edam, mature cheddar and Monterey Jack. So onto the toppings after the initial par bake. You can see the cheese is already slightly melted and beginning to cling onto the side of the pan, which is what I wanted. I cooked the mushrooms pretty aggressively before they go on the Neapolitan style pizzas, because the pizzas are only going to be in the oven for about 90 seconds, which isn't really long enough for them to cook. So what you end up with is this kind of like slimy, wet mushrooms, which nobody wants. These being Detroit styles though, they bake for a lot longer than 90 seconds. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes. As you can see from here though, the browning is a little bit more than I'd like. I think next time I would definitely cover them for the first couple of minutes of the bake. So using my new pizza rocker cutter, I'll cut them into 6 pieces each to be sold individually, but not before getting garnished. You can see once these pizzas get cut into with the big pizza rocker that they are indeed some super thick boys. Very much focaccia-esque, which is what we were going for this time. Luckily before I sold any this weekend, I did manage to try a couple, and yeah, they definitely do slap. The mushroom slice gets topped with a simple sauce that I made. It's just 50-50 mayonnaise and sour cream with a bit of truffle oil and some lemon juice mixed through, and that gets drizzled on top and then finished with some parsley and lemon zest. The pepperoni gets finished traditionally with a classic racing stripe of hot pizza sauce and then pecorino romano and a bit of basil. Again, these slices will be available this weekend at a first come first serve basis, so I will see you on the weekend. Ciao.